Hi guys, this is gsmdown.com and I'm here with the Nokia Lumia 920 for a full review. This is the flagship Windows Phone 8 Nokia Lumia handset, and it's also the first Nokia Windows Phone device that uses a PureView camera. This camera right here at the back, it integrates PureView technology, the same PureView from the Nokia 808 PureView from last summer, but in a slightly different version. If you want the price tag for this model, where it costs $99 on an AT&T contract in USA, and it's available either in this beautiful red or white or black or the famous yellow. This device was announced in September, launched in November, and we're finally reviewing one. It's a beautiful piece of machinery, as you can see right here. It's very beautifully crafted with great attention to the details, especially the combination between the polycarbonate and the curved glass. So a lot of attention to details. My first impression was that the phone is a bit heavy and a bit thick. It measures 10.7 millimeters in thickness and it weighs 185 grams. It would even make a Galaxy Note 2 jealous with that weight. There is a good reason for that weight. We got the PureView camera here, we got the wireless charging mechanism, we got a 4.5-inch screen, and back to the design. This is a polycarbonate unibody design, and the colored versions like this one are glossy, so there is a lot of gloss and brightness here. The handset will glow when exposed to a certain source of light. However, the black version is a matte one, as far as I understood. Okay, now it's time to go around the device, check out the ports, slots and buttons. At the top we have the audio jack and the micro SIM card slot that you're going to open up with a small metal key bundled with the device. On the side, volume buttons, on-off button, camera button. At the bottom we have the two speakers that flank the micro USB port. So there are tiny little holes punctured near the micro USB port. Okay, and finally on this side, absolutely nothing. Here we have the three capacitive buttons specific to Windows Phone devices. At the top we have the earpiece, the front camera, at the back PureView camera with the flash, and that's about everything there is to show on this handset. Beautiful handset, once again. It's got a curved glass front and it's very easy to use with a single hand. As you can see, I'm reaching all the areas on the screen without trouble, navigating around in this interface. So it's hassle-free. Okay, other things worth mentioning are the capacitive buttons that are pretty bright. As you can see here, they light up, and you can press the Bing button to do some searches or whatever you want. Back button, also used for multitasking, but you probably know that already. This is the same design direction used as on the Lumia 800 and 900, and some people are into this design. I'm one of them, and some people don't like it, so it's a subjective matter. Some people like monster trucks, where this is a monster truck of phones, since it's very heavy and very big, but also very beautiful. Okay guys, now it's time to move on to the hardware of the device. It uses a micro SIM card slot. It has an IPS LCD 4.5-inch screen with a resolution of 1280 over 768 pixels. It's got Corning Gorilla Glass 2 protection and Pure Motion HD Plus ClearBlack Display. So that's the beautiful screen you're seeing right here, and also very bright and colored display. Other things worth mentioning is that the Lumia 900 had an AMOLED screen, and this model has an IPS LCD screen. This one also works with gloves, so in case you have a pair of gloves that are not that thick, you can navigate around the menus with the glove on your hand. And clear black means that there are polarizing layers on this device. Those are layers of glass that are polarized to make the blacks deeper. So as you can see, the blacks on the screen are very deep thanks to that polarizing of the glass, and that's the clear black. In case you ever heard of clear black, that's it, deep blacks. It also reduces reflections, one of the reasons why the Surface tablet was praised. It had lower reflections, and this makes the phone easier to use and more pleasant to use in direct sunlight. In case you're wondering what's the deal with the Pure Motion HD Plus technology, well, that one uses the reduced latency that guarantees 60 frames per second in animations around the operating system, and You can see some of the pictures I've taken with this device. And sharp transitions, a crisp motion in the interface. And getting back to the specifications of this handset, we have Dolby headphone enhancement, no microSD card slot whatsoever, 32 GB of storage, also 1 GB of RAM, and on the connectivity side we get LTE, HSDPA 42 Mbps, Wi-Fi, dual band Wi-Fi, and DLNA, Bluetooth 3.1, NFC, and micro USB 2.0. The camera, well, everyone's talking about the camera these days. It's an 8 megapixel camera that we got here with Carl Zeiss technology. So this is it, Carl Zeiss written right here. It's got optical image stabilization, autofocus, dual LED flash, and it does 1080p 30 frames per second capture. The front camera, this one right here, is a 1.3 megapixel shooter up front, available right here. It does HD capture, and as far as the operating system goes, we got Windows Phone 8. Inside this beautiful device, we've got a Qualcomm MSM 8960 Snapdragon dual core processor at 1.5 GHz. The GPU is an Adreno 225, and other features include an accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity sensor, and compass. There's no radio whatsoever, keep that in mind. We have a GPS, active noise cancelling with dedicated mic, GLONASS, and 7 GB of free SkyDrive storage. And finally the battery. It's a non-removable lithium-ion unit with a capacity of 2000 mAh. It should provide 400 hours of standby functioning on paper, 14 hours of 2G talk time, or 67 hours of music listening. Well, in our tests the battery lasted for about a day. I say about a day and not a full day. You start using it in the morning, and at night you already have to charge it. However, its battery is better than the one of the HTC 8X, the Windows Phone 8 rival model, but the battery is also worse than the Samsung Galaxy S3, in case you're wondering. So that's about it as far as hardware is concerned. Okay guys, now let's get to the audio side of the device. So I'm going to test the audio capacity of the Nokia Lumia 920 by playing some tunes. I have already pinned to the start menu some dubstep on MetroTube, and I'm going to hit play. The device is pretty loud, it has a nice bass. The speakers are right here. There is no equalizer. And these are the headphones. So let's mute it for a bit and show you the headphones that come bundled with the device. Since the phone that we have here is red, the headphones are also red, and they get tangled a bit, as you can see. So here they are. They're comfy in the user's ear. If I remember well, the Nokia 800 PureView had a similar headphone design, hope I'm not mistaken. And all you have to do is plug this in right here. Plugs perfectly, press play, and you're all set listening to tunes. And the earbuds are good, the bass is very good, volume is very loud, the sound is very clear. You can even hear a bit from the headphones. And then you can remove them and keep playing, or turn to full screen and continue playing. Okay, enough about this. In case you don't like dubstep, this was a torture for you. And as I said, there's no equalizer in the main player on the handset. Of course, no equalizer in MetroTube. The earbuds are good, and Nokia also bundled its very own music application with the device, so you can even access it from the main music app, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Once again, the proverbial lag, and minor issues of Windows Phone are here. So Nokia Music, so we have to go through a bunch of steps to actually reach the feature. The feature is called Mix Radio, and it comes with Nokia Music, and it allows you to play various mixes, even save some online, create your own mix, personalize your mix. You can get featured mixes like the best albums of 2012, UK Billboard, and regional and local music. The good thing about this is that if you choose let's say an artist, so go to the featured, go to UK top hits, and press not now, and if you insert the headphone right here, you'll see that you even get some equalizer settings. So here we go. So finally something good. You can also get a bass boost, bass cut, vocal boost, acoustic, classical, so lots of tunage. You can also alter them by yourself. There's a Dolby headphone enhancement. So luckily the Nokia Music area and its Mix Radio feature come with an equalizer, something that we've always desired on our device. The interface is pleasant, you can play tunes, you can stream them for free, and there's no FM radio on this device in case you're wondering, so keep that in mind. No FM radio, but we have Nokia Mix and we can stream stuff and have fun with it. Okay, time to test the video playback this time. Hope you are happy with Metro Tube, because I'm going to use it again. So here's Metro Tube. I'm going to play back a trailer of the movie Brave from Disney, because it's very colorful and it really highlights the quality of the screen. So Brave trailer, playing it back in HD, of course. Let's turn down the volume a bit. The player of the handset supports XVID. It also supports DivX, MP4, 1080p playback. It doesn't support MKV, and it doesn't support AC3 audio codec files. The screen, as you probably know, it's an IPS LCD, and the viewing angles, frankly, I expected them to be a little bit better than this. So although it's an IPS LCD, the viewing angles could have been just a little bit better. They're still good, but they could be better. However, the colors are very bright and the screen is crisp, and what can I say? This is a typical IPS LCD screen. However, the usual IPS LCD panel has a pixel transition time of 23 milliseconds. The Nokia Lumia 920 has a 9 millisecond transition time, so it's actually better. It has very good contrast and very vivid colors. And keep in mind that we're on the lowest brightness settings right now. You can go to medium and to the highest. Right now we're on the lowest one to take a better video of this handset. There's absolutely no problem with the sunlight on this device, so if you use it in full sunlight, there's absolutely no problem. Also, I must mention, it's a part of the display analysis. If you're on a website like, let's say, gsndom.com, the text is very crisp and you can easily read it. Once again, thanks to the IPS LCD screen. That's one of the main advantages. While some of you may complain about the video, the text is flawless on this screen. So everything is crisp and nice. You don't even have to zoom. Okay, it's time for the probably most important part of the review, the camera. So let me pick up a Muse. We have this castle right here that I'm going to use and test. Obviously we have a lot of samples to share. Pressing the camera button, and at the back of this device here we have an 8.7 megapixel camera with backside illumination. This is how you can take a pic, or by pressing the camera button, obviously. And this is the picture I've just taken. Very detailed, very clear. And let's see the other one, the one that I didn't spend too much time focusing on. Once again, very clear, very detailed. And now let's talk a bit more about the camera. So we got an 8.7 megapixel camera right here with backside illumination, f2.0, autofocus and Carl Zeiss lens. Here are some of the settings. It does 1080p video, in case you're wondering. It has optical image stabilization and a simple camera UI, so you can set up the scenes. We also have close-up, night portrait, sports and backlight. I'm going to show you a nice close-up later on. The ISO values go from 100 to 800. And let's see what else. Exposure, actually very useful. I use the exposure and I'm going to show you later how. White balance, cloudy daylight fluorescent, and once again aspect ratio and focus assist light. Then come the video settings, white balance, continuous focus and 1080p capture. And then comes the lens system. I have installed a bunch of lenses. Some of them are pretty cute to use, like Smart Shoot or Cinematograph. Okay, so I promised to show you what the exposure modification can do, and let's see. Okay, so I was taking pictures of some statues in a park with normal exposure. Then I find out that I can modify the exposure, and voila, it was a very cloudy day. This is a picture taken on a cloudy day with normal exposure, and the same picture with arranged exposure to make it clearer and brighter. So that's how exposure works on this device. Now let's go back to the camera, see something else. So exposure, white balance, scene modes. Okay, I promised you a close-up. That's what I'm going to show you. So camera roll, here it is. It's a close-up of a Lego toy. I actually did this picture side by side with the Galaxy S3 from Samsung, and frankly that one looked a bit better, so do not resort to the Lumia 920 for close-ups, although this one looks pretty hot. Other stuff worth mentioning about the camera is that it takes excellent shots on a cloudy day. It's got good exposure settings, as I applied earlier, and the videos that you can take with it are very nice and crisp. So let me show you some of the videos. So for example, we got this video right here, once again taken on a cloudy day. This is a 1080p capture. The thing about this camera is that the colors feel a little bit oversaturated. However, the brightness is excellent, contrast is excellent. We also got a powerful dual LED flash at the back. Be careful with it, it's actually very powerful. Some people have complained that I'm blinding them with the flash. I must mention that the Nokia Lumia 920 has a 26mm wide angle lens by Carl Zeiss, and if you're wondering about the process of stabilization, well, this device uses the gyroscope that can sense the movement of the phone, and the optical mechanism will compensate about 500 times per second. I hope that made sense to you. It's technical talk. And in case you're wondering, the picture resolutions are 3264 pixels over 2448 pixels in 4:3 aspect ratio, and 3552 pixels over 2000 pixels in 16:9 aspect ratio. As you saw earlier, there was a slight bit of lag at the beginning of the video for some unknown reason. And now that we finished with the options, let me show you some of the features that come with this device and some of the lenses. So we got Smart Shoot. I can't really use it here, it's actually about faces, so pretend this is a face. What Smart Shoot does is that it takes a picture, detects a face. You can actually take, let's say, 20 pictures of a person's face in different phases of a smile, and then you can select the one you like. It's sort of like the burst shot, and you can flick through to find the best smile or the worst smile of a person that you just photographed, so you can choose between them. That's what Smart Shoot is about. We also have panorama, obviously, in the lenses section, so panorama is right here. And let's say we also got a continuous autofocus when filming, and the 1080p videos have a bitrate of 21 mega per second and 30 frames per second. We also have 3 microphones here. There are 3 microphones in use when filming, so excellent for a concert, but the result is in mono, so there's only mono audio. There's also a cool little feature that you can use. This one is the Cinematograph. Well, the Cinematograph is used to create GIFs, believe it or not. Now that Vine is so popular, everyone wants to make tiny videos. So if I take a picture of the castle, I can turn it into a GIF thanks to the Cinematograph lens and app. So I can pick several areas that I can animate and make it jitter around. So here we go, this is it, this is the result. It's a GIF, it's moving a bit. And that's everything I had to say about the camera on the Nokia Lumia 920. Very good camera. It's actually the best camera on a Windows Phone device, and frankly it beats any other camera or an Android device on the market and Windows Phone. So we got a pretty good camera phone here, but not surpassing the Nokia 808 PureView from last summer. Okay guys, gsm.com, this is the Nokia Lumia 920, and this part of the review is dedicated to the software. So we're going to start with the web browser. Here we go, the mobile version of Internet Explorer. It's fast, it's crisp, it uses the display to show crisp text. So I'm going to load gsm.com yet again. And I have to mention that the browser mark and SunSpider test are also pretty good. As you saw, the loading time was good, pinch to zoom works like a charm, the text is shown crisp on the screen. In portrait and landscape, everything is just fine on this display. Okay, I promised you some benchmarks, and now I'm going to go to photos and albums, then screenshots, and here we go. So first of all, we got browser mark 2.0. we scored 1692 points in browser mark 2, and then SunSpider we scored 918 points, 918 milliseconds. That's actually better than the iPhone 5, in case you're wondering. And earlier you also saw the virtual keyboard inside the browser, a keyboard that I'm happy with. Pretty much the same keyboard you saw on other Windows Phone devices, comfy to use, even with a single hand. Okay, in order to get your apps on this device, you access the Windows Phone Store. That includes an area called Nokia Collection with special apps offered by Nokia, like Bloomberg, Games, Angry Birds, some trailers, Smart Shoot, Creative Studio, Ringtone Maker, and a bunch of other stuff, once again offered by Nokia. And then comes the work part, which means Office. I already showed you what Office can do on some other Windows Phone models, but we have here a sample document. So this is a sample document that you can tweak and alter. So I can pick up a selection of text and I can edit stuff if I want to. I can also change the format, highlight, font color, and let's see what else I can do. I can go to certain areas of this project. So you can tweak everything with loads of options. Okay, and you can also use Excel. So here's a sample spreadsheet that you can use for spending. Some formulas right here. I'm not so good at Excel, but those of you that actually can manage it can go to a spreadsheet pretty fast. You can work with tables, do additions, sums, modify them, and all of that from your handset with the Office package. Okay, let's see what else we have on this device. Obviously, we have the People Hub, where you can see your list of contacts and what they're doing on Facebook and Twitter that are integrated on this phone. You also have the rooms and groups, and if you press on a person's status, you can see more details about it. So you can also reply to it or retweet it or like it if you're on Facebook. And aside from the People Hub, we also have something called App Highlights. Comes pre-installed on the Nokia Lumia 920. Shows you the, so to say, recommended apps on your device, the most impressive apps of the week, apps recommended for your regions, certain collections. For example, there is a starter pack. This is your first Windows Phone device. These are recommended for you to install. And then there's something called Nokia City Lens that I find highly useful if you're a tourist in a new area. So if you want to explore a region and you want to find nearby hotels, you just press this and you turn the device around and you'll be able to see a bunch of hotels. This is in real time actually, the camera is activated right now, and I have here a small radar, the names of some hotels, and if I press one of them, I'm transported to Nokia Maps, where I can get directions, I can get the address, the phone number, photos and reviews. So basically Nokia City Lens is an augmented reality applications where you can get nearby stuff like food lounges, restaurants, hotels, churches, monuments, and everything that's near you with a radar, so you will never get lost. And then come the driving applications. So first of all we got Nokia Drive, once again in beta. This one is a premium app with free lifetime voice guidance, navigation, and you also got offline navigation. So this is how the graphics look like, and this is where we are right now with a bunch of landmarks available right here, and the option to set a destination, save a location, some settings like map colors, landmarks, managing maps, speed limits, voice navigation. You can download certain voice packages and certain maps for certain regions of the world. You can also view the map in 2D or 3D, and you can set a certain destination like this one that I already searched and pick it up. Then you can view some data about it, like a few routes that you can take or a few of other results. So let's pick this one, select drive to, and then there are some more options like route optimization. You can choose the faster route, shorter route, or the most economical route to save gas. You can activate motorways, toll roads, ferries and tunnels to get more options, and finally you can start.
Now turn right and then turn right.
So I have to stop navigation for now, but that's pretty much it. That's the experience you get with Nokia Drive on your handset. Of course there's offline navigation, so if you don't have Wi-Fi or 3G on your phone, you can still use it offline as long as your GPS is working and you're in the coverage area. Let's see what else. Of course we also have Nokia Maps that you saw for a bit earlier. It shows you the popular places around you, among others. So if I press this, looking for popular places nearby, a ton of them near me, divided into categories. So like for example, we have a church, we have a shop, another church, another shop, a restaurant, coffee shop, and other places like that. And then you can obviously search for stuff, search for a certain area, pinch to zoom. The graphics are pretty neat. It's certainly better than Bing Maps, that's for sure, but not actually better than Google Maps that has evolved a lot lately. Some of the options right here, you can get directions, download maps. Here's the settings area with zoom controls using location and metric system. I have a curiosity, I want to see if you can use it in landscape and portrait. Just like Bing Maps, it's stuck to portrait. Well, it's not a big bummer, actually. It's something that I expected. Okay, so this was Nokia Maps. You already saw Nokia Drive, and there's something else. Nokia also offers something called Nokia Trailers. So here it is. This is Nokia Trailers. Just like the name says, it shows you a bunch of trailers for a bunch of movies. So you can press one of them, gives you a synopsis, the director, a list of actors, and some more information about the movie. I'm just showing you bundled apps right now in case you're wondering. There's a lot of them to play with, and another one of them is the Angry Birds Roost. It's basically a collection of wallpapers, ringtones, the whole games, videos, news, more, Twitter, and everything related to Angry Birds in a single area. Finally, we got something called the Creative Studio. So a lot of bundled apps here to play with, and some more you can download from Windows Phone Store in the Nokia area. This is the Creative Studio, so I pick a picture that I've taken earlier, and these are the modifications that I can apply to it: silver, ivory, seashell, quartz, original, jade, aquamarine, amber, and opal. I apply this one, I select edit, change the color balance, and then change the brightness. Then I can play with vibrance and clarity. And this one was the Creative Studio for the device. Another one of the bundled applications on the Nokia Lumia 920. Okay folks, time for the big old conclusion of this red phone with Windows Phone 8, with a bit of a disappointing viewing angles and a great camera. So the pros and cons. On the pro side, we have a nifty design, we have a great camera at the back with no objections here, I have to say, aside from the oversaturation of the pictures and a slight lag when taking videos. The camera is perfect. The audio is also excellent, good volume, good bass, good headphones. The display is perfect aside from viewing angles. Nokia Drive is always a plus. The Nokia mix area is also welcome since it has an equalizer, and then the city lens feature is also welcome. All the bundled apps are a big pro for the device. Video capture is good, I have no objection on the video capture area, and the call quality is also excellent, and the brightness of a screen is premium. On the cons side, some people may object to the price of the device. Also the battery, it barely reaches 1 day of use, and for such a thickness I would expect a bigger battery on board of this handset. Also the viewing angles are a bit of a bummer, they could be a little bit better on the handset, and frankly I wanted more games and cool apps installed. I wouldn't have to download all of them, especially cool apps for the camera, and the fact that the pictures are a bit oversaturated may be a bummer for some people, and the operating system is also a bit of a bummer since it doesn't feel quite finished. Finally, the no removable battery and the lack of microSD card slot are the last cons of this phone. It's time to give it some marks. For the design, we give it a 9. For the hardware, a 9.5 out of 10. Especially the camera increases the mark here. And the operating system and user interface gets a 9 out of 10 from us, especially for that bunch of Nokia apps that we have on board. The total grade of the phone is 9.16 out of 10 from gsndom.com for the Nokia Lumia 920, and this is the best Windows Phone 8 device that we've tested so far, and we thank you for following this series of reviews of this beautiful red camera phone. Bye bye.